Hi, my name is Dana, and welcome back to DK Sanctuary. Last night I was walking around my yard and I looked up at the face of this. My daughter, Kaylani, was actually visiting, and I took a picture of her standing next to the sunflower. And this is the first time that I've grown sunflowers, and so I just wanted to share it with you. I think it's just amazing. So the specific variety that I got was from Renee's Garden Seeds, and it is the Giant Sunflowers Heirloom Titan. And want to also let you know that I planted it a little bit late. I actually planted this one in June, the late June. And so it didn't grow to its maximum height that the seed packet shares with us, but it's still beautiful. This one is like 8.1 inches and it's just gorgeous. The bees are in the head of the flower right now, and it's just so pretty. So I just wanted to share it with you. As far as the specifics on the back of the seed packet, they said that you should plant these in April to June, and it is a full sunflower. The planting depth of this seed is about 1 inch, and you space the seeds every 6 inches. And that's exactly how I started it. I started it like in a little tub, and I just put the sunflowers about 6 inches apart from each other and let it grow up in there. When they were maybe about 2 feet tall, I transplanted them into the ground where I wanted them around the yard. And so I put this one here, but then I have 3 more over there that I'm going to share with you as well. So the days to germinate are 8 to 10 days. And the mature height is 12 to 14. Now, I'm sure that if I would have sowed my seeds earlier in the season in April, it would have got to that maximum height, the maximum height. But like I said, it's still beautiful. And so as far as the Titan, they said it is this choice strand of traditional mammoth sunflowers has been reselected and saved by generations of seed savers for handsome, strong plants that reach up to 12 to 14 inches tall to follow the sun. And you know what? They truly follow the sun, because I'm going to tell you, we have some little ones next door, and I actually planted these here so that they would be able to see them as they looked over the fence when they were playing in their backyard. But they actually turned because they were wanted to face the sun. And so although they see the height of them, they'd have to come next door to actually see the front face of them. But it's all good. You live and you learn. So each stalk is topped with a beautiful golden flower face with a darker center disc. And if you look up at it, you can totally see that the outer rim of it is much lighter. And then as you get to that center, it gets a little bit darker. When the petals drop, so when the petals go back, and I will show you on the other sunflowers how that happens, because they've already done it. When they drop and the seeds mature, you're going to harvest the head of the plump kernels for a bountiful crop of sunflower seeds for fiber-rich, tasty snacks, or as a welcome feast for songbirds. And so what we're going to do is, I wanted to share this one with you because it hasn't slumped over yet. And so we're going to actually harvest this one and cook it in 3 different ways. So they said that you can boil them, you can boil it and then roast it, and then you can boil it and then just eat it. Now, my dad and I were on the phone last night, and he was saying, I wonder if you can smoke them. I looked up a recipe, and you can actually smoke them as well. After you go through the boiling process and seasoning, you can smoke them in a smoker. So we're gonna try all of those ways. Sounds really tasty. We love them just plain roasted, but we're gonna try some different ways now. So anyway, we're gonna head on over to the older sunflowers so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. In some of the other YouTube videos that I watched, she actually cut the heads of them and hung them with string in her greenhouse to let them dry out fully. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let them stay in their slumped over position and dry out all the way, I'm gonna stake one of them up so that the birds can just do their thing. And then I will get the other one off when it's totally ready to go. So let's head on over to the other sunflowers. All right, y'all, we're back on the other side of the yard where we have these 3 sunflowers. And out of all of them, this one was the first one to start that process that they talked about where the petals start to dry up and whatnot. And so you can see it didn't slump over though. It just curled back way. It curled back and then it started that process. So what happens is that and this one, of course, was the last to go. And so he's just resting on a bamboo stick because he was so top heavy. But what happens is that in the head of the sunflower are florets. And as it matures, the bees come and they pollinate the florets. And that's what happens. That's how you get your sunflower seeds. And so they pollinate the florets, and the florets continue to mature and dry and dry. And then, let me put them back down. Ooh. And then when it gets to a point where they're very, very dry, you'll start to see the sunflower seeds underneath. You could start to see the little stripes, the black and white stripes underneath. And so after it completely dries, you cut it, and then you can rub these kernels, rub the florets off of it. And if you look, you can see the seeds underneath. You see? There are plump sunflower seeds underneath. Now it's not ready yet. You have to continue the drying process. So you can put a loose brown paper bag over it just to keep the birds from getting into it and starting to feast on the flower head. And so you put the brown paper bag on it and you let it continue that drying process. When they are all the way dry is when you cut it, remove it. And then on the packet, it says that you can just remove the seeds from the seed head, put them in an airtight container, and just enjoy them. But a lot of people are saying you should boil them, roast them, season them and all that, and then eat them. I'm sure you could do it both ways because nature just eats it right out of the seed head. So I just think that is just so amazing. I've never watched the transformation of a sunflower seed, a sunflower to a sunflower seed. And so we finally did it and we love it. We plan on planting them every year. Well, thanks again for joining us. Have a beautiful day.